welcome back to my channel. I'm JC, and today's video is going to be episode 6 of the My Editing and Revising My Manuscript series. I'm finally finished the outline. So that was a process. I didn't think it would take as long, but life things got in the way, and stuff happens. But it was an interesting journey to finishing this outline. I'm very happy that it's finished now. And I probably should have posted this video before, but I just finished it right in time for camp. So I guess I couldn't have really posted it before, but I'm drafting now. So as camp has started, but I'm very excited for you to see how it all came together at the end. And just to preface this, timelines are a very, very big weakness for me. You'll know what I mean when you get there. I'll be back. See you at the end. Okay, so this is episode 6 of my editing series, in which I will finish this outline on this episode. Crossing my fingers because I'm really hoping that happens. But so I think where I left off last time, I was on chapter 21 and typing up chapter 21. And while I have not typed up any other chapters after that, I have actually written them out. So I have written out chapter 22, 23, 24. I had skipped 25 and did 26, and I'm coming back to 25 now. So I haven't typed these up yet, which I probably should. I probably will do that tomorrow. I didn't mention the day it was. It's Saturday, June 25th, June 25th, Saturday. And so that is going to be what I'm working on for the rest of this, for most of this evening, because I do have to take breaks for dinner and stuff. And yes, I probably did waste most of the day because, some world things happened yesterday that just kind of shook most people up. And just now getting myself together for the day. I was watching AuthorTubers react before this, and so now I feel I might be ready to write and construct some ideas. I skipped Cal's chapter because I knew I wanted Cal's chapter to be in between Autumn and Bryant's. And this is after Cal finds out that she has a secret daughter and that she had this relationship with Bryant back in the past that she did not tell Cal about. And normally that wouldn't matter except for he's the father of this secret child that he just found out about. And he didn't find out from her. He found out from Jason, her son's father, who came after he learned the betrayal that his best friend had committed with his technically they weren't dating at the time. They had broken up for like a summer, and during that summer when they were broken up, that is when she dated his best friend, but had a secret thing with his best friend because no one else knew. But so in his anger, he went and told Cal. He just showed up at her house, and he was there when she came home, and he was the one who told Cal everything, not her, which is what she was coming home to do, to tell him everything, or almost everything. And at the same time, Bryant is telling his fiance everything, and he actually does tell her everything, but there's the chapter in the middle after Cal finds out, and he's angry, and he leaves, and so I hadn't figured out how I wanted that chapter to go yet, so I skipped over that chapter and wrote Bryant's chapter. And in his chapter, I hadn't actually planned it when I wrote it out, but in his chapter, basically their engagement ended. He didn't end it. The girlfriend ended it because he told her he was still in love with Autumn. He told her that they had shared some kisses, but that Autumn pushed him away, which kind of lets his fiance know that he wouldn't have stopped it. It only stopped because Autumn stopped it. So, they kind of told her everything she needed to know. And I just realized something anyway. I just realized an error that I have to clean up real quick, which is great. I hadn't typed it yet. Anyway, so that's where I'm going with this. And for now, I'm going to go make me some iced coffee and take a break. And I know take a break I haven't actually started yet, but it's 7:30 now, and I have to get ready to fix dinner. So yeah, I'll be back. The Courtney Project is doing sprints tonight, so I'll probably be back during her stream. Bye. Okay, so here I am, 1:47 a.m., and I am still here mostly because I haven't actually been working on this outline as ferociously as I had planned to today. Just haven't really been in the headspace, but I'm trying to get there because I really want to get this outline done. So I did finish up Cal's chapter, which is the one I skipped earlier. It was in between Autumn and Bryant's chapter. I had to fix something that I made an error in before. So I finished that chapter. Sorry, grapes. And now I am okay. I've ran into a problem because I realized that I need to do a time jump because it's just way too many things that need to happen before the whole wedding that isn't going to actually be completed happens at the end of the book. And then there's the whole Spencer has to come to town. Cassie eventually has to follow. The secret of Cassie being her biological mother has to come out, along with Javon. If I choose to still kill him off, which I'm leaning towards still, I think I'm gonna do that, but that hasn't happened. So that has to happen, and a lot of what took up some space in the original manuscript because it was only written from Autumn's point of view was the whole she had actually went to go. It was a lot of the stuff unfolding with Spencer, her getting to know her daughter, Spencer divulging things that were going on at home that weren't, you know, exactly great for her, environment for her to be in. So all that's kind of happened, but she still needs to go get Spencer, bring her back. She needs to get acclimated to her new environment, and all of this stuff needs to happen. And I'm already on chapter 27. So I was like, okay, I'm not trying to have a 40 chapter book here. So I need to speed this up. And the only way that I can think to do that is to time jump. So, and then when I realized that I had to time jump, I created a problem for myself because I'm not the greatest at keeping track of timelines. So, I was like, wait, how long is it supposed to be until this almost wedding? I might want to figure that out. So, and I remember at the beginning of the book, Kyle says in their brief, non-argument, but kind of back and forth, that they've been engaged for nearly a year. And in my mind, I thought I had written it down, but in my mind, I knew I wanted it to be like from the start of the book, the wedding would be 6 months out. I just apparently didn't actually write it in the outline. It was in my mind, but I didn't write it. So I went back to double check and I didn't see it in there. So I was like, okay, well, it's 6 months out. So then I had to think about the process of how long it take for her to go, them to do the procedure to test the bone marrow, and then once they find out Autumn's a match, for them to do the transplant. And so now I have to I haven't done that yet. I've researched these steps it would take in order to do the testing and the transplant, but I didn't pay attention to the length of time that was needed. So I did see that there was a about a 7 to 14 day period of recovery time that was needed in between doing the transplant and when they could be like cleared for travel or whatever. Anywhere between the 7 and 14, depending on how fast the person heals or whatnot. So I did read that part of the time. So I'm like, uh-oh. Now I have to go backtrack and figure out how long was she in Denver? How long was she away? She couldn't have been away that long. She has a job. She has a whole life, her son. So I'm like, okay, there's at least this 2 week period. But the testing takes a little bit of time too. And the waiting to see if she's a match, not obviously not 2 weeks, but it still takes a few days or whatever. So I'm like, okay, 3 weeks maybe. So, and then now she's back and the shit is hitting the fan, but not yet really, because not until she finds out her father done lied to her for her entire life. But whatever. We ain't get to yet. So now I'm gonna jump ahead, and I'm trying to figure out, do I want to jump ahead 3 months or 2 months? Because I'm trying to put myself closer to the wedding, and so, but that also depends on the length of time that's already passed from the beginning of the book. See my problem, right? That I've dug for myself. I'm gonna go with jumping 3 months ahead for now. Now, as I type this into the outline, because I'm still handwriting, I haven't typed this into the typed outline portion yet. I could change that to 2 months ahead, maybe 4 months ahead. I don't really know. Right now, I'm gonna go with 3 months. I feel like that's enough time to have had Spencer come for all of the whole getting acclimated process to already have happened. And that way she's kind of relaying stuff that's already taken place. So it's kind of catching the reader up, but without having to like pour an onslaught of all of these details of how she got acclimated and the day to day. And no one wants to read all of that. So it's a good way to catch it up, but not pour too much onto the reader. But I need to get her closer to the wedding date. So maybe they'll bump the wedding date up, because maybe she'll start to panic and start to feel herself backing out or backing away, or her feelings for Brian intensifying, and she doesn't like that. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, I'm jumping ahead 3 months. A lot happens in 3 months. And Cassie's getting ready to blow into town and blow the rest of her life up. The plot thickens. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so sorry for the darkness. I don't feel like pulling out the ring light, but it is Sunday now on the 26th of June. Now ask me, have I gotten much done on my outline this weekend? No, would be the answer. But I'm going to type up what I've written thus far to see if it jogs anything else, or maybe I should continue writing. I did start the chapter where I did the time jump thing, so maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll type up a couple of chapters and then go back to writing the rest. Yeah, I'm gonna do something. I'll be back. As you can see, I pulled out the ring light. I am not finished the outline. We're still on episode 6 of this editing video. Episode 6, yeah. Whatever. So I got to, what chapter am I in? I did actually type up. As you saw. I typed up 4 chapters. 4? Did I type up 4? Yeah. Did I? Yes. Yes, I did. Oh, did I type up? Nope, I did not. Okay, I typed up about 4 chapters. I did write up a little more on chapter 27, which is the one after the time jump. But, and maybe I'll finish that before the end of the night, but I'm not entirely sure because I just filmed a video. So, and it's late, it's getting later, and I want to read before I go to bed, and I need to go to bed at this time. So, I may have to continue this during the week. It's going to be a little hard because I'm vlogging this week. Anyway, I will check back in probably tomorrow, most likely. Yeah, night. So, we're still in episode 6 of this editing series video. It is Monday the 27th for the next 15 minutes anyway. I have worked on, my outline a little bit. I finished chapter 27, which is the chapter I did a time jump in. It looks like it's going to be a pretty lengthy chapter to kick things off. And I am on chapter 28, which is still Autumn's POV. I did a back-to-back POV for her because she just found out that Cassie's her mama, and she's in shock. And of course, her first place to go to when she found this news out and was in shock and needed a comforting shoulder was Bryant, not her fiance. But Bryant did the right thing and told her to go home, and then she needed to talk to her fiance about this. That's not what he wanted to do, but that's what he did. So that's how I'm ending this chapter. I think the next chapter is going to be obviously Bryant's. Because Cassie showed up in town, and she showed up because she got served with papers because Bryant and Autumn are going for custody of Spencer to have her stay there legally. So yeah, chapter 28. Hoping to finish this in the next couple of minutes. I think it's finished. I'm just trying to figure out if that's where I want to end this chapter, where I have it now. Before I move on to chapter 29. Oh my God, how many chapters is there going to be in this book? I don't know. I feel like I'm closer to the end, and yet not close enough to the end. I'm trying not to have a whole bunch of like an extreme amount of chapters here, but I suppose if they're not like 20-page long chapters, then it won't be too bad, right? I mean, if I keep the pace in a smooth, like in a good pace, then it shouldn't be too bad. I'm just like, oh my God, where is it ending? I know what the end is in my head. I'm trying to take the steps there, but I don't want to skip too many steps just to get to the end, or just to not have too many chapters. I also don't want to pile on, like overload information that doesn't necessarily need to be in there. But I suppose all of that is for the second round of editing. The point is that I need to get this finished by Friday because that is the first day of Nano, and I want to start drafting. I also need to write out some scenes, which involves me going back over the outline to iron out the scenes in each chapter. So yeah, that is where I'm at the end of this day. I don't know what day this is. I mean, I know it's the 27th. I just don't know how many days I've been doing this video. I think it's 3 days now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today. So yeah, this is the 3rd day. We're gonna do this. We're going to finish this outline by the end of this week. That's what we're going to do. Because I said so. But now I'm getting ready to end this chapter. As soon as I end it, I'm going to go read. And I'll come back to it tomorrow because with some fresh eyes. But I'll update next time when I get some more done. Bye. Okay, we're still in episode 6 here. Okay. I guess technically it is now Wednesday, but I'm still in Tuesday land. So we're going to say we're still on Tuesday, the 28th of June, but in reality, it is past midnight, so we're on the 29th now. Anyway, I've gotten through. Okay, wait. No. I finished yesterday. Well, last time I updated, I had finished chapter 28. I've done chapter 29. I know. How many chapters is there going to be, right? I don't know. I'm starting to wonder that myself. Why are there so many chapters? They're obviously going to be short chapters. Because I don't know, maybe in the writing of it, I'll combine or whatever. Maybe some of the chapters where it's autumn back to back, I'll combine her chapters. I don't know, but right now this is how it's coming out. So in Brian's chapter, he is just talking about how, because remember last time Autumn came to get comforted by him after she found out that Cassie was her mother. She's still in shock and everything, and he tells her to go home. I guess chapter 27 and 28 can be combined because they're both autumn, but 27 is a really long chapter. Well, it's a lot of bullet points, and so I don't know, we'll see. So chapter 29, Bryant is kind of kicking himself because he's like, I should, I guess, not taking advantage or taking the opportunity, but you know, he's in the phase. Him and Michelle are done because he pretty much, I mean, without saying the words, I'm still in love with Autumn, he pretty much said he was done, you know. So she gave him the ring back. They're done. I think I mentioned that before, that she ended the engagement. So he's single now, and you know, he's clear about his feelings and wanting to be with Autumn, but she's still living with Cal, and we're 3 months. Is it 3 months later now? Yeah, we're 3 months later. So after he wallows for a bit, kind of kicks himself, he gets a phone call from the hospital saying he was listed as next of kin. This is when Javon gets killed off. I said killed off like this is a TV show, but this is where he dies. Well, yeah, he gets called from the hospital. He's next of kin, or listed as next of kin, which is a surprise to him. And excuse me. And he was shot. The police tell him looks like he was shot during a drive-by. Tox came back. He, hopped up on cocaine. And so he goes, after identifying his body and signing whatever release form he needed to, because, Javon doesn't really have any family. So he's going to give him a proper funeral. And he goes to Autumn's house after he leaves the hospital, and he tells Autumn that Javon is dead. And, she gets emotional and everything, and he wants to comfort her. But again, Cal is home because Cal is the one who answers the door. And, he's like, no, he can't be that guy. So he tells her that he's going to plan the funeral and everything. And, then he goes to, remember I said in another episode before that the only father figure Bryant has is Autumn's dad. So he goes to Autumn's dad's house because he has some feelings and things that he needs to get out. His former best friend is dead. He can't really comfort Autumn. He can't be comforted by Autumn. So he's got a lot of feelings that he needs to get out. So that's where he goes. Plus, I guess he wants someone to help him plan the funeral, whatever. And Cassie's there, which I don't know if I'm going to get into a back and forth with him and Cassie. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to leave that moment for him and Autumn's dad. So then the next chapter, chapter 30, which is the one I'm currently in, have not finished yet, is we're going to jump 2 weeks later. Doing some time jumping here because I'm really trying to end this, and we're on chapter 30. It's getting a little ridiculous. But so we're 2 weeks later, and Autumn is having some inner dialogue about what's transpired over the past 2 weeks, so that the readers will know. She's told her son, broke the news to him. Um, all of the feelings that she's feeling. They've just had the funeral, so she's kind of in a somber mood, and she, leaves his gravesite and goes to her mother's, which isn't that far away. And there's a bench, and she sits, and then she tells her father, who she's still not really speaking to, and Morgan, that she's gonna be okay. Sends them home, and she's already sent Spencer and Jason home with Kyle, and she just wants to kind of be alone. But Bryant is still at the cemetery, but she doesn't know he's still there. He doesn't want to leave her alone, but he doesn't want to overstep and reach out to her. And then Cassie comes up, and they talk, and they kind of have a kumbaya moments, come to Jesus moments. I don't know. They talk things out. Cassie explains how things were back then, why it went down the way it did, how she was a different person then, who was not able and capable to raise a child, not because of her age, but because of things that she had gotten into. And she was an addict, and also an alcoholic, so she wasn't in any shape to raise a child. And her sister, who Autumn thought was her mother, she had just found out she couldn't have any kids, so it just kind of worked out, and she did what she thought was best. She had changed her mind, but her father and the woman who raised her kind of was just like, no, you can't change your mind or whatever, and they didn't really allow her to be a part of Autumn's life, which is why Autumn didn't meet her until she was 16 and pregnant herself. So they get a lot of things out. Cassie gives her some advice about following her heart. Autumn just kind of unleashes some of her feelings. You know how you have moments when you're talking to someone and you just start spilling your guts, and you don't know why you're spilling your guts to this person. You just needed to get it out, and they just happened to be there when you did. So, and it could be because she talks to her about having needed a mother figure, because her mom, the woman she thought was her mom, died when she was 5. She hadn't had a mom her entire life. So, well, I mean, other than the 5 years, but you know what I mean. So, that's where I'm at right now. I haven't finished the chapter yet. So, that is where I'm leaving it for tonight. Hopefully, I will. Gotta finish this up. I know I'm getting closer to the end. Javon's death has happened. Cassie's being her mom has been, revealed. The next thing to come is her bubbling, well, not bubbling, but her conflicting emotions rise again to be a problem. So, and then we have the wedding, so that's not gonna happen. So I feel like it's close, probably closer than I'm thinking it is, but it just feels like, good Lord, I'm on chapter 30. How many? Anyway, but I'll see you in the next update, hopefully with a finished outline. Bye. So, this will probably be the conclusion of episode 6 in my editing and revising my manuscript series, because guess what? I finished the outline. I finished writing it up probably not even 3 hours ago. And then I have since printed it out, all 25 pages of it, and it's sitting at 32 chapters, but I'll probably combine some of those as I go. Very excited. I had some things happen, and let's see what else happened. I don't know where I left off last time. I don't know if Javon had died yet. I think so, but Javon died. Funeral happened. Her and Cassie are getting to know each other and bond. Cassie gives her advice about following her heart and being with who she really wants to be with it. Up until the last minute, she still doesn't listen to. Brian makes one more play for her. Actually, two more. He makes a play for her, and then he makes another one on the day of her wedding. And that's the final scene that I kept from the first one, and I'm still keeping that one. Like literally, the last bullet point says "final scene from original manuscript," because I love that scene. So, but I don't think I have any like updated details to share. I don't think. I'm thinking if I do, I'll probably come back and editing me will remind or tell you, but I don't think so. So I'm going to close this video out. I'll do an outro, of course, but I am done with my outline. I'm ready to start Camp Nano on the second draft of this novel. Stay tuned. So there you have it. My outline has been completed. I am now in the drafting phase, so the next episode will be the beginning of the drafting, well, the redrafting, second, whatever, that phase. The timeline thing is probably still going to be an issue, but I'm like, if I stop to go create a timeline, will that not be counted as procrastinating? I think it would. So I think I'm just going to work on the time. Well, hopefully I'll get the timeline right as I'm writing it and drafting it. I put a date to start the novel out with, but I'll fix it on the third draft, I suppose. But that is going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button. Please come back for episode 7, which will be the beginning phase of my second draft process. So this will be interesting. I don't think I've ever like revised and changed the direction of the manuscript completely, like as in going from a single POV to a multiple POV. Usually if it's a multiple POV, it's been that way. It might just change on who's the multiple POVs, but never gone from single to multiple. So this is a stretch and new for me. So stay tuned to figure out how that comes together. Let me know in the comments, have you ever done like a big shift going from one POV in your novel to multiple, or even going from multiple POVs back to a single POV? And is it as stressful as I feel like it's going to be? Let me know. I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and I live stream on Wednesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. As per usual, if you would like to help me in any of my creative endeavors, such as my blog site, my online magazine, my online store, or my Ko-fi page, all of those links can be found in the description box below. And until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.